My promise to you is that by the end of this podcast episode, you are going to have fierce clarity about how you can create better content, stand out amongst the competition, and ultimately get more views on your content. And I know that's a bold promise, but truly, those things are accessed on the other side of writing better titles. And this came about recently when we started to actually expand our team at Think Media. And I realized that one of the skill sets that we need to perpetuate amongst our team is the ability to write great titles. Now, lately, we've been uploading around 10 videos per week on our Think Media podcast channel and our main channel. So we're writing a ton of titles. So not only the ability to write great titles, but also the skill set of writing them consistently is something we really needed to develop internally. So I wanted to release some information and really train our team. So I actually shared an insider document inside of our Slack thread. And I just thought, hey, how cool would this be to share it with you, our Think Media podcast community? Because we've now published thousands of videos. Some have done well, some have done not as well. And we've really distilled down 10 things that we consider when not just coming up with titles, but ultimately coming up with even video topics themselves. And this information is going to work in any niche. It'll apply to whatever kind of content you're creating. And we're going to break this across 2 episodes. So I'm going to talk about 5 in this episode and then 5 in the next. And so let's ultimately dive right into this. So here's what we think about at Think Media when we are kind of reviewing or grading or determining, is this title good or not? And does this title include almost all or at least some of these things? And number one is the title benefit driven? Does it have features and benefits? One of the problems that business owners, content creators, and marketers oftentimes make is they actually just focus on the features and not also the benefits. You know, when you think about if you're selling a car, like the feature might be that you have power seats, but the benefit of power seats is you're not going to have back pain. You're going to be more comfortable. It's ultimately going to be more pleasurable when you're driving the vehicle. You know, there are features, that's usually the facts about something, and then the benefits are what it's going to do for you. So here's an example of a Think Media title from a video that Heather did with Rob from vidIQ, and here's the title. These colors are proven to get you more views on YouTube. So kind of the features are like, use these colors in your thumbnails. Okay, so that's good. That's like the fact of it. But what is the result that that's going to get me? Well, that's actually features and benefits in the title. Like, use these colors, and there's a little bit of mystery there. But ultimately, when you do, it'll result in more views. Here's another example from our friend Aaron On Demand, who's actually a part of our 21 video tips series. And if you haven't actually accessed that, it's totally free. You got to check it out at 21videotips.com. But she wrote a title talking about the vidIQ software, and she said this: get more views and save time with this YouTube tool, vidIQ tutorial. So what's the benefit? She actually leads with the benefit, which is what the viewer wants more. What they want is the result. They want views. They want to save time. With what? With a tool, that's now a feature, and then vidIQ itself. Now, if you're already kind of problem or solution aware, then maybe you already want to learn about vidIQ. But a lot of people don't necessarily know what the tool is yet. So this is why it's really powerful to try to include both, or actually benefits are oftentimes much more powerful than features, because I want more views. I want to save time. Oh, there's a tool to do it. Okay, now I'm getting educated about this tool. Here's the title from our friend and student Ben Azadi from Keto Camp. And he said, Keto Diet Plan for Beginners, 15 Things You Must Know. And so ultimately, I think I'm going to learn 15 things about a diet plan that I'm interested in, right? So the diet plan is the feature. And then there's a little bit of mystery, which we'll discover later, because I don't know what the 15 things are, but I'm sensing that those are maybe going to be some benefits or maybe more features. So consider when you're writing your next title, how can it be benefit driven? This was, again, one of the tips that I was sharing with our team. And if it lacks that benefit sauce, that benefit sizzle, I'm like, man, we got to power this title up. Number two, unique and fresh. And I told our team this is actually more challenging for us now because of our history and because of how many videos we post. So the challenge, and whether you're just starting, and if you haven't even posted videos, you got to keep in mind that there is more competition than ever before. There is more people posting content than ever before. And that shouldn't be discouraging, but we should be aware of it. And that's also one reason to really stay connected with us, because we're here to just help you stand out. And by writing unique and fresh titles that are a little bit different, unique, a little bit fresh, they kind of have something you haven't seen before, something you haven't heard before. And you may be under the misconception or myth that, man, everyone has done this. This has already been done. But the truth is, no, there's always a fresh angle on something. There's always fresh language. There's a fresh kind of positioning of it. So I'm just asking our team, like, hey, man, how can we make this unique and fresh? And I think the biggest tips here are trying to use fresh words. Like, beware of tired language or language that's played out. Like language that's just been used a lot. And so what's the solution here is try to use vocabulary, or try to grow your vocabulary, and to do so, use tools. One of the best ways to grow your vocabulary is actually to become a reader. Those who read, their vocabulary goes up because you're just exposed to new and fresh language. A couple books I like are Words That Sell and Phrases That Sell. These are classic books, more than 6,000 entries to help you promote your products, services, and ideas. Now, you can also Google, here's some things. If you can check those books out, we'll list them in the show notes. But if you want to just tap into some free resources, Google power words or creative words or unique adjectives, and just look at lists that are online to try to power up titles with some unique language that is different than maybe just the average title you're seeing out there. Number three, speaks to desires and ambitions of viewers. And so when you're writing powerful titles, you want to think about what are the desires of the viewer and what are the ambitions of the viewer. And a really good rule of thumb in any online business, any online YouTube channel, especially in education, but even in entertainment is the big three. And if you've never heard about these, the big three are the best, really, three niches for creating a solid online brand business YouTube channel, and it's health, wealth, and relationships. And when you think about health, health is, of course, how to lose weight, how to gain muscle, but it's also how to overcome chronic pain, how to get to sleep at night, how to have more energy. And wealth would be how to make money, save money, but how to build your retirement account, minimalist living, crypto, investing, stocks, relationships, how to have vibrant relationships, dating, marriage, recovery after divorce, all these types of things. Now, you might say, but Sean, my niche actually isn't in one of those big three. Here's my challenge to you. When marketing, and I know you probably don't think of yourself as a marketer. You don't need to think of yourself as a marketer, but here's what we're doing when we are writing titles. We are marketing our videos. Right? We are positioning our videos in the best way possible to get someone to click on them, to be interested in the content. You got to learn marketing. So what you want to think about is when presenting your products, services, content, videos, people joining your course, people joining your list, when you're presenting any of that, tapping into health, wealth, or relationships and things related to that is going to help. People want to click on it. Here's what I mean. If you can say that this video is going to save you time, that's ultimately health. You're going to have more peace. You're going to have more peace of mind. If this video is ultimately going to give you more energy, again, these are the ambitions. These are the deeper things they want. They want more energy. They want more time. They want more peace of mind. If this video is going to save you money, so this is why a lot of DIY channels or something, how to do something DIY is a way of doing something, do it yourself, that'll save you money. So the deeper motivation, if you're thinking about what are the deeper motivations, the deeper desires, the deeper ambitions of your viewers, how to save, by having more time, it might be so that you can spend it on your relationships. So just try to speak to the deeper desires and ambitions of your viewers. And as I was sharing this internal document with our team, I was like, okay, are we aware of and connected to what our viewers want the most? One of the things we say all the time here at Think Media is the creator who understands the viewer best wins. Understands what? What are the viewers' desires and ambitions? What are their biggest problems? What keeps them up at night? And so here's an example from Larry Chung, who's a chartered financial analyst. Actually, he was a part of one of our challenges at Think Media. Incredible story. In a short time, it's only been a matter of months, and he's almost to 100,000 subscribers. But here's one of his videos, and one of his video titles, very rich. Here's what it is. Is it possible to live off dividends? Question mark. A guide to dividend growth investing to get rich. So it's a little bit of a longer title, but his video for him is one of his top videos. It's got maybe almost 100,000 views. So is it possible to live off dividends? This is another kind of tip for titles. You can lead with a question. That's a question that not only that the viewer is curious about, and then it promises a payoff to that. This is a guide to dividend growth investing. There's kind of a keyword in there too, and some people try to say search is dead. I assure you it is not, because you can do both in terms of kind of being clickable and also searchable in terms of Google and the YouTube algorithm. And then, of course, the ambition is to get rich too. So there's a lot happening in that title, and that's a way of thinking about desires and ambitions. Now, this again works in any niche. So I looked up a gaming channel, and here's the title: Max Weapon Level in 3 games. ! The new fastest way to level up guns in Warzone. So that's a Call of Duty video. Very specific thing. Here's how you can level up your guns in just 3 games. What are the desires and ambitions of your viewers? Every viewer has a desire or an ambition, and it may be to be entertained. It may be to be surprised. Of course, you know, here at Think Media, we think the best and most practical way to really build your influence, your brand, and earn income is to be teaching something, is to be answering specific questions, solving problems, because entrepreneurs solve problems for a profit. So think about how can you speak to the desires and ambitions of viewers. Next, the title should call out a specific audience. Now remember, you don't need all of these, but if you can have some of these will power up your titles. So here's an example. I did a video recently, and the title was An Urgent Warning for All Content Creators. That is a specific audience. If you don't identify as a content creator, you're not going to click on that video. Great. That's actually a good thing. Here's a title from Jay Shetty. He said, if you're an introvert, watch this. Great. If you're not identifying with the word introvert, if that doesn't like leap out to you, well, then you're probably not going to click. But if you go, oh, well, that's me, it's like a magnet that pulls in a specific audience. This is why this is powerful. When you actually call out a specific audience, of course, it's going to eliminate a lot of people that are potentially clicking, but you'd be surprised. You'll end up going to be performing better when you niche down the audience in the title, because it's so strongly resonating with a particular type of person. Here's the title from Personal Styling: How to Hide a Larger Stomach. Do's and don'ts, apple shape. Whew, this was one of their higher performing videos. And there's a lot of details in there, of course. Okay, with fashion or with style, I'm going to hide a larger stomach. Well, what if I have an apple shape? It's a particular body type. So rather than just going so generic in your titles and in your content, think about how you could be much more specific by calling out a specific audience. One more example: my top 20 first-time home buyer tips, first-time home buyer advice. And so again, if you are an investor, it's not for you. You're not a first-time home buyer. If you're not even interested in buying a home, you're not going to watch that, but you're calling out a specific audience. So think about how you can call out a specific audience in your content. And then finally, number 5, agitate a problem the viewer has and make a promise to solve it. So one angle you can go is speaking really to desires and ambitions. Another angle you can go is speaking to problems and making a promise to solve it. And so here's an example from Twin Home Experts. Black mold. How we get rid of mold in under 3 minutes. Man, what a title. Here's my problem, black mold. I want to get rid of it. Great. And then there's some speed. There's a time frame added there, and it's a fast time frame. Man, I got to check this out. I got a problem, and I want to fix it, and I want to fix it quick. Strong title. Here's another example from Retirement 360 Blueprint. Tax strategies for high-income earners to help reduce taxes. So we're stacking these because their specific audience is high-income earners. Tax strategies is more of a feature. Like, I don't wake up any given day and I'm like, I just need some more tax strategies. Like, I actually do wake up thinking about that a lot of times, but I think about the why. It's not I need the feature of tax strategies. It's because I want to help reduce my tax bill, my tax payment. So ultimately, he's stacking them all together. And notice how this is possible in just one sentence. Tax strategies for high income earners to help reduce taxes. You're hitting the problem, and you're also making a promise to solve it. Check out this one from All Out Blitz Fishing. Crab pot basics. How to set up your crab pots to catch more crab, right? And so maybe you're new to crabbing, and you want the basics, and then the promise to solve it is here's how to set it up. And here's the benefit. Not just I'm going to teach you how to use your crab pot, but what's the ultimate desire you have? I want to catch more crab. And so I want you to consider how could you use these titles, of course, in your next video. And these are some of the things that we use as triggers to remind us at Think Media. Are our titles scoring well in any of these categories? They don't have to be in all of them. Or are they underperforming? Are they doing this? Because these are the type of power levers that you can add to your titles on your next video to get more views and get more impact. And by the way, one of the resources we get so much positive feedback about in the Think Media community is our YouTube starter kit. And specifically, we have what's called our 15 title formulas. So while you're learning the skill of actually implementing these things, this may not come natural to you. The reason people love this is because it's just a copy-paste document. If you just want to literally copy-paste 15 of the best title formulas that we've discovered posting thousands of videos, working with thousands of clients, and researching the best performing content on YouTube, that's available for you. We have it on a special price at tubestarterkit.com. Very affordable resource. And so in recap, benefit driven, number one, talk about features and benefits. Number two, unique and fresh. Number three, speaks directly to the desires and ambitions of viewers. Number four, calls out a specific audience. And number five, it agitates a problem the viewer has and makes a promise to solve it.